Right. Hey, hey, hey. Good afternoon. This is Stephanie A. Wynn coming to you live. Happy Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. And we are amongst the living. Okay. All right. I want to give a shout out to my Facebook listeners, YouTube, my Facebook group. I've started my business. Now what? And first, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Today's topic, we're talking about why people pay high ticket prices for products and services. And, this is the month that I am truly dedicating to my entrepreneurs because in the beginning of the year, we always, we have these resolutions, we have these goals for our businesses. And sometimes what happens is we tend to, we have these goals and we never get these goals, or we say, in the first of the year I'm going to increase my pricing, and we never get to that, right? So we're going to talk about this today, why people pay high ticket prices for their products and or services, right? So let's get right into it. If you know someone who has a business and they're wanting to start their business, tag, share, invite them in, and yeah, we're gonna get right to it. So let's okay, let me get your yeah, let's get right into it. All right, all right. So if you're tuning in from Facebook, shout out to all my Facebook listeners, shout out to everyone in social media world, right? So number one, let's get right into today's topic. Why do people pay high ticket prices for products and or services, right? So number one is because they believe in the product or the services that they are investing in. They believe in it, right? And so they know that this particular high ticket price, high product or service is of value. But before we get into that, I just want to break down that. Hi, Miss Vanessa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I want to talk about why people, pay high ticket prices for products and or services. Again, it's because they believe in the product or the service, right? They believe that this product or service is going to transform them or move them from whether it's empower, impact, transform, it's going to move them in some type of way. So I'll give you an example. A friend of mine gave me this analogy. She said, well, Stephanie, it's like going to the dollar store and buying a dollar pair of flip-flops versus buying Coach or Tory Burch flip-flops, right? So you're gonna get the value, you're gonna get the value. And I believe in the Coach product because I know Coach has um a a lifetime guarantee on their products, specifically their purses, right? So when she gave me that analogy, I was like, you know what, that's cool because I know for me, I'm a Coach person, right? All my life, ever since I was able to buy my own, and that was like a few, right? Uh Coach, one thing they will do is return their if their purses have issues, you have an issue with their purse, oh yeah, it's a lifetime guarantee. That's why. And it's affordable, right? It's affordable. Again, it might be they do have high ticket prices for their products or services. Same thing with Louis, same thing with Gucci. But again, the reason why people pay high ticket prices, one of the reasons why is number one, because they believe in this product or service. They truly believe in it. And they feel like they need this product or service. Does that make sense? If it makes sense to you, if you're listening to it on the Facebook Live, give me a thumbs up. Miss Vanessa, thank you so much for tuning in. Super proud of what you're doing. But yeah, they believe in the product or service. So here's what I want to talk about. Like, I get questions all the time about, can I really increase my rates with confidence and generate more income and gain more clients, you know, even if I'm not sure of my prices? Like, yes, you can, but there's before you start increasing, you gotta like we have to first you got to believe in what it is that you're doing. Like I said here, number one is believing in the product or product or service before you start increasing. Yesterday, I talked about you got to know your numbers. Before you do anything, you should know your numbers. You got to know your numbers. You got to know what's coming in. You got to know what's coming out. And a lot of times we as business owners, we will think about, we see what comes in, right? And then we will, I don't know if it's intentional, but we will avoid going over all of the numbers, like the expenses, or not even avoid, but we won't include the expenses in what we're delivering, because you got to take into consideration you need internet to deliver a product, or you may, if you're online, you may need uh ink for your printer, right? You may need to buy pens, like you may need to go and buy you some Sharpies. So a lot of us don't incorporate all of the expenses that go in with running our day-to-day business. And so that's why we get to the point to where we're undercharging. And so when we get to the undercharging part, we're in the red. So now we have to take out of our personal balance budget to make good on the business, right? So again, people pay high ticket prices for product and or services because they believe in the product or the service. That's number one. Number two, they know the value of the product and or service. Remember, I talked about worth. What is worth, right? What is worth? Worth is the value of someone or something. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, people, if they know what they're gonna be getting, they know, man, when I go to this course, I take this course, I am going to be getting a bunch of information that I can apply to my business right away. Or I'm going to buy these shoes from Coach, and I know I can, they're gonna be jazzy, they're gonna be my, it's just my style. I can go and wear these right away, and I know that I'm gonna get compliments versus, the dollar flip-flops that you wear that, you might wear and get a one wear out of them, and then it's done, right? I'm just saying. So what I want to do is just thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Facebook family, for tuning in. So we are talking about, people know the value of the products or service. Do you know the value of your product and or services? We're talking about why people pay high ticket prices for products or services. So maybe you have a product, or maybe you are a service-based business. Maybe you provide services to your community, and you want to increase your pricing. Well, first, I want to know this. Do you believe in the service that you provide or the product, right? Maybe you're a coach, teacher, preacher. Maybe you are a consultant, right? But do you believe in what it is that you're providing? Do you know the value that you bring in this product or service? Do you know the value? Because a lot of times people, they just see what other people doing on Facebook or Instagram or Reels and all of that, and they're like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do what they're doing, and not even, they're assuming that everything's supposed to like happen. Like, if they start doing this now, success is gonna just fall. Like, the floodgates are gonna open. But it's a strategy that people have to go through to get to where they are, right? So number two is the people buy high ticket prices, pay for high ticket prices because they know the value of the product or service that they're buying. They know it. They know it. I'm just saying. Like, I know it's tough. It can be tough to understand what you should charge for your product or services. I was there when I started my ice cream shop back in the day, back many years ago, when I was 23. I was there. I know it. I know it. I didn't know anything about running a business. There was no point of reference, right? I had read so many business self-help books to the point that I got tired of purchasing books because they keep telling you to go buy. Okay, now after you've read this book, go buy this book. Now after you read this book, now go get my other book. So I have so many books, business books, that I'm like, you know what? I need to write a book where it gives you simplistic strategies of how to start a business. Sure, you have these programs, but when you come into this program, they leave you with like gobs and gobs and gobs of papers. People want simplicity. Like they want simplicity and they want things that they can go and apply to their life right now. So we're talking about why people pay high ticket prices for their products and services, right? So number two, again, you got to know your products. And then number three, they know the return on investment that they're going to get. So what's the return on their investment? So most people who are buying high ticket price, they're paying for high price products or services. They know that they're going to get a return on their investment, right? So if you're taking a class, you know that, okay, man, if that class is $9.97, you know that I'm going to take this class. I'm going to invest in this class. My goal is everything that this person has said that they're going to do, I should be able to get everything that they outline in this class, right? So I can take this back and I should be able to get a return on investment for taking this class. Does that make sense? Hi, Eileen. Thank you for tuning in. So again, the return on investment, they know that they're going to get a return on investment when people pay high ticket prices for their products or services, right? So I want to give a shout out to my listeners at on YouTube, Facebook. Miss Vanessa said yes, yes. So again, why people pay high ticket prices for products and services? It's because they know they're gonna get the return on investment. Nikitas is watching. Hey Nikitas, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So again, but I want to talk. Let's talk about this, right? I know it can be confusing with charging, understanding what to charge in your business, right? You don't know what to charge, so we pick this number out of the sky. It may start out with, oh, I'm gonna charge $99 or $97, but the value is so much greater. Like you're giving away a lot of stuff, right? And it's really transforming people's lives. But you find quickly that you're not charging enough because you're having to go into your personal budget to make good on the business side, on the program itself. So, I know it's tough to understand what you should charge for your products and or services. And I can totally relate. Like I totally can relate. It can be overwhelming, right? Trying to figure all of it out. I was there. I was so there, right? Specifically when I wrote my book, Ready, Set, Go. I went with what the publisher said, but I wasn't really cool with that price. You know why? Because I knew that what I was going to bring to the table, I knew what I was bringing to the table, the value that's in this book, it was much more than just $14.99. Like if you start doing the numbers, that's why yesterday I talked about, do you know your numbers? Do you know the numbers, like the numbers that it's going to take to produce this book? When you start digging deep and running those numbers, the amount of money it's going to take to produce this book, for me to sell a certain amount of books, what do those numbers look like? See, that's what they don't teach you when you're writing a book. That's what they don't teach you when you publish the book. You don't know that until you start getting out here selling, and then you feel you're shorted. You're not making what you thought you should make. And that's because you don't know your numbers, right? You're not clear on your numbers, and it's okay not to be clear on your numbers. Hey, Jay Lee, thank you for tuning in. So let's talk about it. I know it's exhausting. I know trying to figure out what to charge can be exhausting. So we're talking about today why people pay high ticket prices for products and or services, right? Number one, we talked about believing in your product or service. People pay high ticket prices for things because they believe in the product or the service. It's simple. They believe in it. I use the analogy of a flip-flop. Dollar store flip-flop, you pay for $1 flip-flop, you might get one or two wears out of it, and you might get like a few wears out of it, right? But you know that little thing in the middle of the flip-flop, it doesn't last long. I'm just saying, I'm gonna keep it 100. the little thing that hold the plastic part together, it does. Come on, we know it doesn't last long, right? So you know what you're gonna get with that product. Versus if you go buy you some, you go get you some Sperry's, or you go get you some Timberlands, Coach. You know, I'm just saying, Birkenstocks. Let's let's use Birkenstocks. Birkenstocks, they got quality flip flops, right? That's come on now. But I'm saying that's because people are paying high prices for products and services because they believe in it. They believe in it. So for those who have a product or service in their business, right? If you don't believe in your product or service, then why do you expect someone to buy into what you're selling? You got to believe in it. You got to believe in it. Jay Lee said you get what you pay for. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I believe that. I believe that. I believe that you do. You truly get what you pay for. You truly get what you pay for. So number one, we talked about why people pay high ticket prices for their products and services. They believe it. Number one, they believe in the product or services. Number two, they know the value of the product and or service. They know it's of value. So if you have a business, whether it's service-based or product-based, do you know the value that you're providing to your audience? And are you delivering on that? Like, do you know the value of the products or services? Right? And then number three, people pay high ticket prices for products or services because the return on investment. They know that they're going to get a return on their investment, right? They're going to get a return on their investment. They may be taking this class, specifically if it's an online course, specifically if they purchase a book. I'm going to invest in this thing because I know that I'm going to get a return on my investment. So like a lot of authors who reach out to me, they want to brand themselves because they don't have an author brand. The first thing I ask them is, do you have professional photos? Because if you want to be the face of your brands and you have selfies that are shoddy, it's going to be really hard for people to take you serious. It's specifically if you're wanting to speak. If your pictures are blurred out, nobody can see you clearly, you can't expect someone to do anything with that type of photo. So what you need to do is go and invest, and maybe you got to pay a high ticket price to get a photo shoot done. Don't look at it as, oh, it's just too high. No, it's a value, and you're going to get a return on your investment because now you're going to be able to use these professional photos to pitch to whatever organization you want to go and speak at, right? I'm just saying. Does that make sense, y'all? Give me a thumbs up if you can understand that. But again, I want to give you all some little tips before I go. So I want to ask you this question. Do you believe in the product or services that you're offering? Like, do you truly believe in it? Do you believe enough in it that you can raise your rates with ease and confidence without, struggling? I'm just saying. Gotta think like a business owner, not a consumer. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got to think like a business owner, not a consumer. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what Jay Lee said. Got to think like a business owner, not a consumer. Yes. That's what Jay Lee said. Jay Lee said you got to think like a business owner, not a consumer. Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree. So, my question to you, do you believe in what it is that you're selling? I'm just saying. The other day when I was on, I think someone said they don't know their worth. Okay, so do you know what worth mean? Sometimes we have to break down what the definition of things means so that we could truly define and get an understanding of what it is that we're wanting to get understanding of. So worth is simply you valuing something or someone. I'm just putting it in simplistic terms. It's the value of something or someone. So if you don't know your worth, you don't know what you're providing, then that's where the underpricing comes in at. You're underpricing, but you're over delivering, and then you end up winding up using your personal budget to take care of the budget because you didn't charge enough. And then you end up in the red. I know because I was there. When I had my ice cream shop here in St. Pete, nobody told me anything about including I knew nothing about starting a business. I just had the drive in me. Like you ever have a passion about something that it burns down and like it's in your belly. Like you feel that every day you wake up. That's every day I would sit at the desk and strategize my ice cream shop, what it was gonna look like. Jay Lee said, yeah, you end up bankrupt. Absolutely. Or you give up. You give up. And a lot of times we do that. Again, we don't know our numbers. We don't know the numbers and we give up. So I'm going to ask you this today. What is one thing that you can do freely without anyone telling you to do it? You could spend hours doing this very thing. Like that's something that you could do. You wake up, you think about it, you go to bed thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it. I can tell you, like, I love all things business. I know it sounds crazy, but I love all things business, specifically startup businesses. I study them. I study them because I know that they're needy. I know that startup businesses, we are so passionate about this thing, this idea, that we'll start selling to our friends. We'll take off. Like we'll come out of the gates like with this like passion, and and when your family and friends have purchased from you, then the buzz die down, you get frustrated and you want to quit. Some people do quit. Some people give up. Like some people give up during like the first 3 months. It's too much. And that's because there's no plan. There's no plan, right? And inside of that plan, you should have had a roadmap of where we're going with this business, right? Inside of that plan, you should have had a roadmap that includes your pricing, right? That includes your expenses, that includes the community that you're serving. Like you should know all of this. And a lot of times we're not making enough because we don't know who our audience is. We think everybody is our audience. Oh, I can sell to everybody. Oh, anybody can use what I have. Yeah, anybody can buy this book. But like my book, Ready, Set, Go, A Simple Guide to Establishing a Successful Small Business. Not everybody wants to start a business, right? Not everybody wants to start a business. Somebody do. I know my book is for somebody. I know my book is for that person who is in the startup phase. They don't have an idea. They don't know what to do, right? They don't know where to start. And it's going to give them the simplistic tools that they need to move from A, B, C, and D, right? Through Z. So, I wanted to talk about this topic, why people pay high ticket prices for products and service, because they pay for those because they believe in the product and or service, right? They also believe they know the value of the products and or services, right? So you know the value, you know the word, you know the worth of it, you know it's worth. Like Jay Lee said, you get what you pay for, right? And then they're intentional about when they invest in these high ticket prices, products or services, they know they're going to get a return on investment. They know that. So what does that look like? Right? You take a class, they teach you how to increase your email list, right? They give you templates, they over deliver, they give you everything that you need to do to increase your email list in your business. I'm just using that as an example. And they deliver and it works, right? All right. Somebody, I don't know who that volume FYI. Somebody said the volume. So I don't know. I'm sure you can hear Jaylee, can you hear me? So all I'm saying is it's time for you to believe in your product or service. So for those who are business owners and price, this is something that I want to say. Pricing your product and their services should be talked about more frequently in business. And this is not talked about a lot. A lot of people don't like to talk about pricing because it makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel like, oh, if I'm gonna give you some examples. You're stressing about it because you're not sure if your clients will pay for your products or service. If I talk about increasing my price, my clients may not, buy my products or service, right? So that's you not believing in what, first of all, I'm believing in you. That's the issue internally. What they call that? Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. Um, I'm just saying. So, or you say, you're not sure, you're unsure of what to charge in your business. You don't know what to charge. You have this product, you know it's of value, you know someone can use this, you know someone will benefit from it. You're just not quite sure what to charge. And that's okay. So that's why it's important for you to get clear on your pricing. So I'm going to leave you with this question, right? Are you clear on your pricing? Are you clear of what you charge for your product and or services? Right? You got to be clear on that. And if you clear on it, you got to believe that no matter what your price is, if your audience, if your clients, they believe in what you're delivering, they're going to buy what you're selling. They're going to buy everything you're selling. Specifically, if you're intentional, you give them results and the experience, right? It's the experience. But you got to get clear on who are these people that are most likely to pay the high ticket price for your products or service. Who are they? Where are they? Where are they most active? Are they online? Are they offline? Right? Some of them may not even be online. Some of them may be offline. How are you going to reach them for them to know that you got this service? Right? So, one of the number one reasons people don't have confidence in increasing their prices is because you don't have any strategies in place. You don't have these strategies in place. So I want to help you get these strategies in place. But that problem can be fixed, right? Not having a strategy, it can be fixed. It's 100% fixable. You can fix this problem, right? And how do you do that? Well, come with a strategy. I said yesterday, you got the video yesterday, you got to know your numbers. I use the analogy of a barber and a cosmetologist. Yeah, a cosmetologist can make more money than a barber, but a barber can make just as much as a cosmetologist because it depends on, again, they clear on their pricing, they know the people that they're serving and the value that they're bringing to their audience. So if you charging $65 for a haircut, let's go back. If your haircuts starts at $40, right? That's the base price for a regular cut. You can go up. I have friends out in Houston, they're killing it. Like they're doing their thing. I don't want to say killing it, but they're very successful in their pricing because it's the experience. He's providing an experience to his audience. They're getting a hot towel. They're getting a facial, right? They're getting like clean, like a shave. Man, listen, I pay a minimum. My haircut is no less than $40. When I had a perm and I was getting my hair straightened, and and even after the perm, I went natural and I was getting my hair. I think it was I was paying like $120 every 2 weeks. But again, I believed in the value that they were giving me. I believed in the value. Just saying. I'm just saying. So, with all that being said, I'm not going to keep you long. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. But I want to invite you to, if you're not clear on how to price your product or service, you need help, right? I want to invite you to the Charging Your Worth with Confidence Masterclass, right? That's taking place next Saturday, January 29th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? It is, you can go to stephanieawin.com to grab your seat. Here's what we're going to include, right? I'm going to provide you the pricing step method you need in order to be confident in your pricing, right? So you're going to need, we'll teach you, step one is going to be how to find your ideal customer before selling your products or services, right? Step number two, we're going to teach you how to package your products and services and get results. A lot of times it's not what you're selling, it's how you're selling it, right? It's not what you're selling, it's how you're selling your products and their services. Step three, how to build how to build confidence in your business. A lot of business owners have good products. They have a good business model, but they're not confident to know that they can do this very thing. And sometimes that all starts with your mindset. 99.9, I'm going to say 100% of the time, it's your mindset. It's what you're thinking. It's your thoughts, right? And in step four, we're going to teach you how to charge premium prices for your product and services. So if you're not charging premium prices, you will know how to when you leave this masterclass. So we will be going through each step in the Charging Your Worth with Confidence masterclass, right? Like, can you imagine? I'm just saying, can you imagine how good it will feel when you are you're laser focused and you are super clear on what your prices are and the value your product, your pricing, the value that your products and services bring. Like the value. Like when you get super clear on that, it took me a while to get super clear on that. It took me a while to understand, like, although you want to help your community, you can't just go it out, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up going in the red, like Jay Lee said, go bankrupt. You'll go bankrupt before you could even see your harvest. So you got to be clear on that. You got to be super clear on your prices and be all right with it. Just be all right with it. So there's no more stressing about if your clients, like during this, we're going to help you, like you're not going to stress anymore about if your clients are going to pay for your products or services. That's what a lot of people do. They stress out about that. Oh, maybe they're not going to pay for my, maybe you're not getting what you're asking because people can see that you don't believe in it, and you got to show up. You can't just show up every now and then and expect people to like take you serious. And it's no more being unsure of what to charge in your business. So again, this is the Charging Your Worth Masterclass. It takes place on January 29th. Charging Your Worth with Confidence. I'm gonna put the banner up here. Thought it was on here. So it's a Charging Your Worth Masterclass. It takes place January 29th. Right? It takes place January 29th. And that will be you can get your ticket at stephanieawin.com /masterclass. If you know somebody who has started a business or are in business and they have a product or service, but they're just not getting, they're getting very few sales or nobody's buying their services, then you want them to, tell them, hey man, you might want to check out this masterclass, stephaniewynn.com. I think you can use it. Listen, in this class, you're going to get you're going to walk away with a pricing checklist, right? You're going to get a pricing method, a strategy that works. That works. Again, a lot of this is you have a good business model. Your how you've gotten it, how you have it packaged is not right. Hey Clifford, thank you for tuning in. How you have it packaged isn't right, and maybe there's some things that you need to do to, package it correctly, right? Maybe you just need help with your pricing, because for a while, like not even for a while, but it took me 30 days to understand when I published Ready, Set, Go 3 years ago that there's no way you can scale. You can't grow. There's no way you can grow a business off of $20. How are you going to scale that without burning yourself out? So you got to have a plan. You got to have a strategy outside of just the book sales. I remember somebody telling me that you're not going to be able to sell. You may sell 200. You may not even sell 200. Just a crap shot. What? Says who? So again, don't let people tell you or get you discouraged about what it is that you need to do. You have to do what's best for you. Remember, it's your journey. This is your passion. This is your business. If you're passionate about what you're doing, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Don't get discouraged if your friends and family don't support. You can't get mad at that. This is not your journey. This is not their journey. This is your journey. This is your business. Oh, thanks, Clifford. Thank you for tuning in. This is your journey. So again, people pay high ticket prices for products and services because they believe in the product or service. They know the value of the products and services. They know the rate of return on that product or services, right? And so when they know all of those three things, that's because they are clear about their pricing. They're clear on it. They don't waver. They are clear. They are clear. So again, if you have any questions about the Charging Your Worth with Confidence Masterclass, go ahead and register. Tickets are on sale until next Friday, the 28th. Grab your seat. If you know somebody who's in business, even if you've been in business and you want to increase your pricing in your business, go ahead and sign up. Sign up for the class. Trust and believe me. My master classes, I don't have to tell y'all about it. You can go to my Stephanie A. Wynn Facebook page. Look at the reviews. My master classes, I always deliver. And my delivery in delivering my services or my products, right? It gets results. I'm just saying. So again, thank you all for tuning in. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be great. And more importantly, stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bye.